So, ladies and gentlemen, fanboys and girls, nerds, weebs, and otaku, welcome back and welcome home.
Hello there, Apple Biteies. This is your Apple Bite WrittenWrit Ralph talking to you straight from our show here, the WrittenWrit. Show where you and I and you get creative, have fun, and geek out. And today joining me is Paul from Time Enforcers.
Hey, Raphael. How are you, bud?
Dude, I got to say, this weekend was a blast. You were there with us on Saturday where we were at the Cradle of Aviation for CradleCon. What did you think about it? It was your first time going, right?
Yeah, it was my first time at Cradle. It's definitely worth the trip out to Garden City. I've never been there. And just the venue itself is amazing. I mean, I've been to Smithsonian Air and Space. I had no idea this venue was just comparable to that. I mean,
definitely.
the exhibits they had there dealing with, both space travel and flight was great. Just looking at it just for research for the game. It was amazing. But as we were talking before the show, I've been to different events, different cons, and they all be set up the same way where it's like one level, or it might be multiple levels, but it's pretty much each level is flat.
Yeah,
it's just rows of aisles. And what I loved about Cradle was they had it intermixed in between the exhibits. So, they had two levels, but you had to walk around. And it wasn't just straight line. And I felt that having to follow essentially a path around through the exhibit trail really made people stop and look more at exhibits as opposed to just, okay, I'm not seeing anything I want to hear and just blow by it really quick. And so I really saw a lot of people stop and engage with people, at the event, and which I haven't seen before at a con. I mean, I've been to New York City, been to Garden State, I've been to Terrific-Con, and it was always that way. I mean, unless you were looking for something really in particular, you just kind of blew by everything. Whereas I think a lot of people were just stopping and looking, and I think that really opened a lot of opportunity, especially for these indie creators to get some notice about their work, which is great. So it's really cool stuff.
It's so funny though because I think one of the things is that you get a respite. Unlike the other conventions, you're like immersed in it. I feel like with the Cradle, you get a respite. You see the museum. So, if you want to step away from the con for a minute, you have the whole museum to check out. There's also an amazing video game section. The cabinets are the old school stuff. They used to put the quarters in, but you don't have to put quarters. It's free. And that's a dangerous area for me because if I go in there, I am not doing anything else.
Yeah, I couldn't. I really wanted to play some of those old vid games. It's great. They had pinball too, which is amazing.
Oh, yeah, they got everything.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I'm a video game addict before there were consoles. I mean, I was at this, local mall playing whatever, game they had out, and the big one was it the one with the dragon? I can't remember the name of it anyway.
Oh, Double Dragon.
No. It was the animated. It's kind of like what gave me the inspiration. For
I know what you're talking about. It's the cartoon one with
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you jump from scene to scene at a certain time. It kind of gave me the inspiration.
Your own adventure.
Yeah, that was really cool. So, I was just really had a great time. A lot of cosplay. I couldn't get over the amount of people that are dressed up. It was really cool to see that. Not a lot of cons have that. And I mean, we're looking at Abigail now and her group, and they were just amazing with the whole Fallout armor
Yeah,
stuff. That was just incredible. That blew my mind. The amount of detail they put into those costumes, just like wow, really incredible. You
dude.
know?
Yeah, she is amazing by herself because she, of the stuff that she puts together. Whew.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's just a fun con. You got the Cradle of Aviation, you got Cradle Con at the same time. It's just an amazing event, and they went all out this year. The guys from Pros and Con, they put together the vault that we're seeing there, and that was just an experience.
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool because it actually looked like the Fallout vault that you walk into. It had
Mhm.
the big rollaway door and everything. It was so really wild. I mean, that's one thing that I mentioned about walking around, but it's like you didn't know what to expect every time you turned a corner.
Right.
Because even having never been to the museum before, between the booths that were set up and the exhibits that were going on, it's like wow, this is really just an amazing experience visually. I mean, it was a lot to take in, and I think again that's why people really stopped and stared, so to speak, because there's so much going on. It just was beyond belief in terms of seeing the exhibitors and then having an intermix between all the exhibits, which is really cool. So
Oh, definitely.
yeah,
It's one of the conventions that we try to hit. It's just too much fun to miss. It's an amazing experience for many reasons. Uh, again, I can't state enough. You have the Cradle of Aviation at your disposal. At the same time, you're doing the convention, and I feel like that's such a great mixture.
yeah, it's so funny because being an attendee, I didn't really have a presence in terms of time enforcer, so I was just dressed up as CT Haugens, but I felt it was easier to almost go up and say hello to people because they weren't walking so fast.
Yeah.
Met a lot of families, and
Hmm.
it's like Amelia. I had these magnets I was giving away, and they have character faces of characters from my game on each of the magnets. And Amelia Earhart was by far the biggest taker. I think just being in that venue
I was
and
gonna
having
say,
her, yeah, as a
dude, you
magnet,
had Amelia Earhart in the Museum of Aviation.
yeah, it was so cool. It was great. It was just really a blast. And, just having, like I said, meeting people, that's what I get from these things. Just, one, trying to pitch the game, but two, just, um, really trying to interact and make new friends. It's really cool. That guy used to the
The
illusionist was
magician.
amazing. I met him and spoke,
Yeah.
spoke to him for like 10 minutes. It was just incredible what he's doing with the whole glass ball. And then he actually
Oh,
did a
dude,
card
yeah.
trick for me. It was amazing.
And did he show you his fork or spoon trick?
No, he didn't. I didn't see that one.
Next
No.
time you see him, ask to see the fork or spoon trick.
Okay, it's so cool. Yeah, he's really a nice guy too. You could just tell he's
Oh,
very
definitely.
yeah, yeah,
I met him for the first time in Urban Action Showcase like a bunch of years ago now. And he was just roaming around doing his magic, doing his
yeah,
thing. You had a lot of characters at the Cradle. A lot of characters.
yeah. No, it's just it was just really cool. I mean, it's as much as people dismiss people liking comic books, which I understand why. I think it's one of the most viable media going, and just seeing how people really express themselves is just amazing. I mean, you look at the video you got going now; it's just like they're walking pieces of art. It's just
Yeah.
incredible, and the way have people really put themselves into this and really created things, which is always amazing to me. I just love it. It's so great.
Oh, it definitely is. And so much fun. The both days. It just warrants you to try to get out there for both days.
Yeah, yeah. If I didn't live so far away, I would have done it. It was just
Yeah,
it
but
was
it's a trip
definitely
and a
worth the
half for
effort.
you. Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's a
was
trip and a half
definitely.
for me.
I can't imagine mass transportation out there has got to be pretty minimal. I didn't see any trains at all nearby, so
Oh
that was
no, it's you either have to make it to the on the LIRR and then try to make it close enough and then catch a bus or Uber
mhm.
or try to do the buses, but it's still a trip and a half.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, if I was to do that kind of, I'd definitely have to stay out there. It's just It's a lot to do, as most of them are. I mean, I thought about doing Terrificon, but I getting up there and just staying
Isn't it
overnight to
easier
do
for?
my
Oh no, you're in Jersey.
yeah,
For Shadow, it's easy because he lives in Long Island, and
yeah.
there's a ferry that goes up to Connecticut, and he takes that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's really cool.
yeah. Unless he has to pick us up, and then he has to go all the way around.
Yeah, that's I've done that trip before. That's not fun.
Dude, yeah. Terrificon is fantastic. That's right. You went last year, right?
Yeah, I did Terrificon last year. Met some really great artists, and again, I was attending, so it was a lot of walk around stuff, but it's really cool. It was
Well, if you want to
it's
go again
huge.
this
I couldn't
year,
get
let
over
me
how big it
know
was.
because I'm looking for a ride up there.
I'll give you right up. I get my tickets, so I was going to do it in August again.
I always buy my ticket for Terrificon because I never know if I can go, if I can't go, and it feels funny to ask them for press passes and then not go.
Yeah. I mean, those are throwaways for them. I wouldn't worry about too much, Ralph. So, you know,
Yeah, no, I just don't like doing that because people rely on you for if they're letting you in for press, they kind of relying on you for that press.
yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
coming up, and then the big event coming up for me is going to be Garden State. That'll be in June, so I'm excited about that. Got
and that's right around the corner. It's about like what, a month and change away.
oh, it's crazy. It's a month away, Tuesday. So I mean, I'm scrambling to get some stuff done for the event. Actually came up with some printed stuff, some new printed stuff. We're going to be giving away pet bandanas, and it's going to be featuring Togo. So he's going to be in episode 2. So
Well,
in
that makes
addition
sense because
to
you did that contest last year, so bringing
right,
him back this year,
yep,
especially after he won the contest.
yeah, he won the contest. So the way I figured it was, I was trying to work the storyline up in for episode 2. So in addition to your character, who we're going to be introducing, which is Nick of Time,
Hmm.
and you'll be voice acting him, I thought we could include Togo as well, because as people may or may not know, Kaizen did not make it back from the interdimensional realm, so we got to send our team out to find him, and so the team's going to be comprised of Amelia Earhart. She's going to be flying into the transdimensional realm along with Nick of Time, and then Togo. So Nick will be using Togo to sniff out where Kaizen is. It'll be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it.
It sounds like a lot of fun. I feel like you really put a lot of thought into this storyline for the game, and not just do a throw in. It's history. Yeah.
No, it's that's what I think, in terms of, developing this further. I mean, episode 1 was my first foray into game development. I've never done it before. It's something that I've always wanted to do growing up as a kid, but just didn't have the capacity to learn programming language. And then after the whole COVID-19, I said, I got to do this myself. So I took it upon myself to learn the programming language for the platform, got that down. That's why it took so long to get going. But it's doing all the animations and everything, which I love. I love doing the 2D animations at this point, and bringing it in and trying to bring these new worlds to life. Since I've got more or less this programming down now to a certain degree, I'm hoping to get this next episode done a lot quicker. So in the midst of doing the prep work for it, I have a new layout for the Chronoton done. It's pretty much all set up. It's going to be, instead of let's say, a landscape version of the game where it's almost like a desktop computer experience on your phone, this will
Right.
be a portrait experience, because we're going to be doing a Galaga experience. You're going to be flying with Amelia's plane on different levels, and because of that, if it's going to look like Galaga, it's going to be done so you can hold the phone up vertically. So everything's going to be done in a vertical format, which is kind of cool. I've never really developed something like this before, and trying to figure out how to do not only the game development, which goes back and forth between the two formats, but really that whole storytelling technique, because it's easy to do something cinematically because it's like all 1920 by 1080, right? But
Yeah.
now I'm doing essentially a TikTok experience. So to do a comic book and a TikTok experience, and making sure that the panes are still readable, right? Because I really want to keep this whole idea of accessibility. I really want readers of all levels being able to not only hear the dialogue of the character speaking to you, and then seeing the dialogue presented on screen through thought and word balloons,
Right.
It's not going to be your typical, read across type thing in a comic book. I'm going to have to start bringing panels in from top to bottom, left to right. And then that way it'll still achieve the whole comic book feel, and then be able to be dynamic in terms of presenting the information, but also be able to display the information big enough so people can see it. Because I just don't want it to make it really hard. I mean, I'm getting older myself. I squint a lot. I can't do that. I want to be able to see things, you know what I'm saying? So
I completely feel you. Yeah. Are you finding that it's easier this time because you laid all the groundwork the first time? Because
yeah,
I know you were saying that you decided to change things around a little bit because you found that the way you originally did it was a little too difficult, and now you're figuring out that this new way will be a little easier.
yeah, I found a new game engine to work with. And right now it's going a lot smoother than it did before. I mean, the last game engine I used was very complicated. It was great for certain platforms, but I think in terms of what I'm looking to do with a 2D RPG and interactive comic book, and this whole question and answer type thing, is this is a much better platform, and it's moving a lot quicker. My problem is I'm trying to do game development, marketing, social media,
All
attend
by yourself.
events. It's just like I really need to get some help. So I'd love to be able to get a few more talented people on board and push this through. But at this point, I got to economize and just really try and get it going, and hopefully find some investors to help us move this along, which would be great. So
Yeah, I figure as you get the installments in, I feel by the third installment, you probably will have people who are interested.
yeah, I think this is a big hurdle for me, because the way I look at it, I was looking for episode 1 to really make a break in terms of breaking the whole app store barrier, which I did. I mean,
You got it in, yeah.
Yeah, I got it on the Apple App Store, I got it on Samsung, I got it on Amazon, and I got it on Steam, which was another chore itself, which I had no idea. I mean, it took just getting on the app stores alone took probably like almost a month and a half of development time, because you have to go through not only a review process, but just trying to prep the game to be distributable. And what I found was anyone can distribute a game, but you have to put certain safeguards into the distribution process. And that's what I did. I mean, I went the extra effort, and I registered and notarized the game so that you don't have to worry about error messages popping up when you open the game up on your phone or your desktop. I'm now like an authorized reseller and developer. So I have worked with these app stores to get to that point so that you don't have to worry about those kind of messages appearing if you install the game. So as everything's been fully notarized, everything's been fully registered. So the stores know that, I've gone through this process, and the game is not any kind of malware or anything like that. So
Right.
Cool. Yeah.
Which is important. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like now you got the first one under your belt. The second one looks like it's being put together. I feel like by the third one, that's when you should be starting to get that buzz.
Yeah, I mean, I am like so pumped. It's just my frustration is getting stuff done. I started, and what I found was going through this experience was making a bigger play as terms of a buildup. I mean, this is what I'm learning from like appearing in your shows, and when I see people doing Kickstarters, it's almost like a marketing cycle you have to go before anything starts. So it's like if you have a comic book, you have a tabletop game,
yeah,
you really have to start making a play well ahead of time before the game or the whatever project you're working on is done and ready to go. So what I'm doing now is as I start to build out characters, like I'm doing for Nick, I'm taking screenshots of all my progression through his setup, and then I'll start making videos for that. So it'll show from a starting sketch to the final portrait that I've built out through the computer. You can see everything happen. So it'll be like a time sequence going through that.
Which I like, and I love the sketch you showed me. So
yeah, it's developing really well. I mean, I have to. I'd like to do things more freehand, but because I'm working with these computer generated games, I'll call it,
Yeah.
you have to have almost like a skeleton setup that is adaptable for animating. So I'm working everything in Illustrator at this point because it offers a layering effect, and you're actually able to like make an arm have like 5 digits, or a sleeve, and then that way when you put it into the animation program, you can actually move the arm, and then all the elements will start to move along when you move the arm.
Right.
So it's not like a static drawing that I can do, which would be a lot easier because I could do that. But if I want to make like the storytelling through this game, everything I have to do has to be able to move, and that's really where the challenge comes in, and try and create that kind of artwork. That's why it takes it long. That's why it takes longer to do. And I'm starting to find shortcuts around that. I mean, I think for the main, it's just making it a little easier. But like you, I'm a perfectionist, and I think it's my.
I was about to say the same thing, is the fact that right now the guys are busy, so I'm kind of by myself out here, doing everything at the same time. So I completely get where you're coming from, because when you're doing everything by yourself, it just becomes monumental.
Yeah, and the way I looked at it, and the way I've always looked at it, is like, well, how do you eat an elephant? Well, there's only one way to eat an elephant. You got to take one bite at a time. So
Exactly.
whatever I do, and I've learned this over the course of my career, is always make things modular so you can keep building on it. So that's why whatever I've done before in the past, I'm still utilizing today. And I started this project, 5 years ago, and I'm still using designs that I did 5 years ago. And because I was able to make them adaptable to move forward, I can easily tweak things very quickly now. So when I come up to a show like Garden State, I have all the templates done from last year. It's just a matter of repurposing stuff. So instead of having to create anything new, I can, get the social media out a lot quicker. I can, start to position new products out a lot faster. Let me see if I have something really quick I can show you. 1 second. I think I have it. Let me pull this up. Let me share this, Ralph. I think it's pretty cool.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. The more we share, the better it is.
If it pops open. Okay, here it goes. So I was talking about Togo earlier. Let me go ahead and share this really quick. So this was my wife's idea, which I thought was fun. It's going to be a dog bandana. And so,
cool.
I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So it's got Togo featured as a portrait, all done in white. And it's called Saving the Day One Bark at a Time, as opposed to, one error at a time. So I thought that was fun. So I got that going on. And then let me just show you one other thing. I'm trying to get these done for the show, which should be fine. I just got to give me 1 second. It's right here. Got a new T-shirt I'm working on for
something different.
Yeah, a new T-shirt for this event. It's too bad. Oh, here, let me do this instead.
I gotta say, you really thought out the merchandising, and I like that. I love my hat, even though I can't find it.
I know you love my hat. I love it. I love that you wear my hat.
I love my hat. Dude, the logo is just perfect. It's actually a really good hat, which is why I'm kind of annoyed that I can't find it.
It's so funny. I can't find my. Oh, hold on a second. I gotta show this to you. I don't have it as a. I had it as a comp here. I can do it in this program here. Give me 1 sec. I'm probably showing my hidden secrets, but give me 1 second.
Hey, Son of Saint, how you doing? That right there, folks, is the Son of Saint. If you're looking for some good art, or a good project that you have, or you want a cover or a movie poster, the Son of Saint is the guy to go.
Cool. That's a great reference.
Oh, so yeah, Angel's fantastic. His art style is different, and he'll give you a whole different feel to whatever you're working on. So he actually may be a good fit for you because you're trying to go into that video game feel.
Oh, definitely. I mean, like I said, I'm trying to source talent at this point, which is what I'm looking for. But let me share this.
He says, or goldfish souls.
Let me see. How can I give me 1 second? Let me do this again.
Oh no, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm the same way. I have to figure things out, and as long as we're talking and people are going, "Oh, I'm entertained," it doesn't really matter. Which
So
I
this,
learned as a radio person. Ooh, I like this one.
yeah, so this is the t-shirt I'm designing. I'm trying to get a second one done for Amelia as well. And this is with chronolith. I think I'm gonna just put some zipatone in the background just to make it a little bit more dimensional. I'm an old
I
zipatone
think I
guy.
like it like this. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it feels like it stands out more like this.
Okay, then I won't change it. Then I'll leave it.
Yeah, this looks great. Yeah,
But
because
that,
sometimes you don't want all that stuff on you, but
yeah,
this looks like I can wear this.
yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate. I was trying to have something fun with this, so I thought, a really simple catchphrase. No one can stop me, because that's what Cronlith says. And then what my wife says is his middle finger's up in the air, but no, it's
It
his
could
fist.
be. We don't know, folks. We don't know.
He's only got 3 fingers. He's got a thumb and 2 fingers, so yeah, it's gonna look like that. Doesn't matter.
That is too funny.
But yeah, that's the front, and this is the back. So it'll just have the little logo on the back, which I think is it'll be kind of nice.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay.
It's completely different than your white shirt.
Yep.
I do
I
feel
think
like you need a nice Time Enforcers logo shirt.
Yeah. Well, I'll get up to that next. But anyway, that's like I try not to be too much of an ego. I don't know. I'm not sure
It's
people
so
wear that
funny,
or not.
and I know what you're saying, but I constantly get that. Where's the Bit and Apple shirt? I want to buy the Bit and Apple shirt, but you're thinking, you're not thinking that way.
No, I'm thinking, what is it someone wants to wear? And it's funny when I looked at this, right? Like, no one can stop me. It's like, that's Carlos saying it, but it's really like
Oh, dude,
the
a lot of
person
people
who's
would wear
wearing
that.
it, right?
Yeah, look at Angel. He's like, no one can stop me except my wife and my daughters.
Yeah, that I want to do one for Amelia as well, and I came up with this phrase is like fueled by brains and moxie, which I thought would be great because especially for like a little girl, I think that'd be awesome. So
I like
having
that.
that
Fueled by
having that phrase
brains
on there
and
with Amelia,
moxie.
I think would be really
Yeah,
cool. So
I can see that. I'm fueled by brains and moxie.
yeah, it was fun. So it's like this is what I got into art for. It's
Yeah.
like I've been in corporate for a while now, and I've done other things on my own. It's just like I feel like I'm always doing stuff for other people, and I kind of lost that sense of creativity because you're like trying to make money, right? And I'm trying to make money. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like what was missing really was the whole creative aspect of it, and that's what I love about this project and what I'm trying to build as a business. It's just anything I do is creative behind it, and that's what makes it exciting
That's
for
what I
me.
was about to say, Paul. I feel like you're trying. Yes, you're trying to make money, but you're not giving in. You're not that's not just it. There's a bigger picture,
Yeah.
which is what the beautiful thing is. Hey, this one says, "My shirts say fueled by ego and delusions of grandeur."
That could be another Chronolith version. That'd be great.
So, folks, you
that.
might want to know a little bit about the guy who's talking over there, and I'm going to show you. This is the Son of Saint. That's one of his beautiful pieces right there, because he's constantly working on stuff. I did a whole series with him a while back called "When Worlds Collide," where we started just putting a bunch of things together, and he was able to put it all together, and I wrote little stories for it. It was a lot of fun. But like I said, if you look at it, it has an incredible style. He loves to do those pics. Like you can commission him, and he can put you as the hero. Which is what he's doing. Because he takes his stuff and puts the person into the character. So if you're looking for a good Father's Day gift, this is where it is. You can make your father look like Superman or Batman or whatever he likes. But this is all his art.
It's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, Son of Saint's amazing. He does beautiful work. Need an album cover. Look at that. He does it all. He was trying to make the guys from Berserker pick him. He was like, hey, look, I can do covers.
No, it's sometimes you got to do that. You got to put yourself out there and just hopefully people recognize it. But this is amazing. It's really great stuff.
Yeah, he's done some great covers out there. Yeah, I love his style. Ric Flair. Woo!
I remember Ric Flair. Now I'm dating myself.
Dude, just because I'm saying woo dates me. Oh my god. Yeah, I love showing off his stuff, and the boy does great work. And I love that whole When Worlds Collide that we did together because it was just so much fun.
Yeah, I wish I could be that talented. This is amazing.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah, he's constantly working on a project or another project or something. Dude, if you guys need some great art, commission the Son of Saint today. This is his Instagram. I'll share with you guys in the comments section because I want you to go talk to him.
I'll be following. So I already noted down my notebook. I'm following soon. I'll do it right after the show. Very cool. Love it.
He says, I'm also no saint, so I can do all styles. Yeah. He comes on and he talks every once in a while. And I appreciate that, Angel. Yeah, what's this?
Yeah, I can't imagine why you've done so much Philly artwork, Angel.
There you go. I've also done a lot of art recently for the Philly Eagles, even though I'm not from Philly or like the Eagles. Yeah, he's constantly working on something. So I figured out what we're gonna do today is, besides talk about Time Enforcers and the Cradle and Garden State Comic Fest, is we're gonna take a look at some Kickstarters that are running out of time. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna look at some Kickstarters that are running out of time. Our friend Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics, has his Kickstarter going right now. He's at 50% and he only has 10 hours to go, people. He needs your help. He needs your help, definitely. He only has 10 hours to go. He's only halfway there. Come on, folks. We can get him to 5,000.
Please, Raphael, put it in the chat. Let's go. I'm ready to kick. Ready? Come on. Let's go.
All right, let's see. Here goes the link for this. I put it right into the chat. Yeah, Victor is amazing. And he's still doing it the way it's supposed to be done. He's trying to get kids involved because kids are the future of comics, And the problem is that I feel like nobody's paying attention to kids. They're constantly paying attention to us. We're gonna die sooner or later, folks, and somebody needs to be buying these stuff. Yeah, Ralph, you're being morbid now. It's the truth, folks.
No,
the next generation has to come up.
We talked about this last show, right? I mean, you look at the whole development of Batman, let's say, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you and I, we grew up in the 60s, right?
Yeah.
So I don't mean to assume, but I assume you had.
No. We've had the discussion of Batman in the 60s.
Yeah, it's just like, it's like it was a lead-in, right? It's like you didn't have like, a Christian Bale Batman when it first came out. You had Adam West and Burt Ward, and it was that lead-in to bringing kids in. It's
exactly.
like making it more appealable for someone of an age-appropriate reading level, right? And that's what I love about this kind of stuff,
You're completely right, but it's also that comics was just for everybody before.
Yeah.
You didn't have this whole different tiers of comic books. You read a comic book, it was for an adult, it was for a kid, and all the only difference was that especially when the comic code came into play, they had to make sure that certain things weren't in the books. I grew up reading Fantastic Four, and I've said this a bunch of times, folks. Reading Fantastic Four puts you on a whole different level because nuclear whatever word that were in there that I had to go look up was just something to help me with my vocabulary.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, yeah, it's like that. I learned the word enigma, right? It's like who knows what enigma? I can't even say it. It's too late. Enigma, right? Who knows what that word means? It's just like because I know of the Enigma Force from the Micronauts. It's just like it's like there's so many lead-ins to like learning new things that people just don't realize.
Dude, I was a big Batman guy for a while, and Edward Enigma. And exactly. That play on words,
right.
That sent me looking into the dictionary. And I love that play on words, and a lot of my earlier characters had that play on words, because I just loved how they did that, especially in Batman.
Yeah,
Mm. Let's play the videotape, folks, so you guys can see for yourselves what's going on. Here it is. To the videotape.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1, and go. Hello! Welcome back. It's long since we've been here on Kickstarter. It's been way too long. I am Victor Dandridge, lovingly called the hardest working man in comics, and joining me as always
is Justin Castaneda, the illustrator and co-creator of Wonder Care Presents The Kindergartens.
Right.
We're back.
We're bringing them back in a brand new format, a wonderful early reader format called Kinder Wonders, because we want to expand our audience to make sure that everyone gets to enjoy the adventures of the Kindergartens.
Yes, and we are so excited that you gave us the name Kinder Wonders, and not just one book, but we have 2 books coming out, with the next book being If You Give a Kid a Comic, which is sort of a semi-autobiographical tale for Victor that he decided to spin into the Kindergartens universe.
Absolutely. With a story like that, where it's really personal, there was something special that I thought really needed to be expanded upon, and the Kindergartens were the perfect vehicle for it. So when I text Justin, was like, hey, what do you think about this? I was so very lucky that he was like, that's a slam dunk. We're definitely doing it. And pairing it with this new early reader format of How Far Is Up, the very first issue of Wonder Care Presents The Kindergartens, is the perfect way to kind of introduce a new era of readership for Kindergartens fans.
And they are in the process of being completed. Are they complete? Yes.
If You Give a Kid a Comic is absolutely complete.
100% done.
Writing for How Far Is Up, the Kinder Wonders edition, is in the works. Now, technically, the artwork is done because we've repurposed the artwork from issue 1, which is such a genius move to kind of recycle the artwork, because what we're doing is we're building up a condition of readership. If you start with the early reader version, you can grow up into the actual comic book version. So we've got like this wonderful train of promoting literacy with this project.
If you're new here and you don't have the original comic series, we have a bunch of tiers, including one tier where you can get the complete collection. That is the 2 new books plus the first trade and the second trade, which contains the What Matters social commentary special, the free comic book day special, as well as 4 to 5 seasons of Wonder Care After School, our award-winning web comic. Not only that, we have the 10th birthday print that you can get, sticker sheets, you can get Replay, which is all the collected educational material, just a plethora of goodies for your Wonder Care brain.
We've got all the goodness for you, and all you've got to do is pledge. So let's get to reading, because obviously reading more makes the world better, and that's what we're here to do. We're superheroes, you're superheroes. Let's save the world together by reading some great books.
Yes, come on, join the community and become a Kinder Wonder yourself.
Damn, that was good, bro.
Thanks, man. I practiced that ending. I was like, yeah, we're going to call them Kinder Wonders.
Oh,
that's right. I had it written down in big pencil. Like,
did you really?
Wonders. Yeah. I was like, say that they're Kinder Wonders.
That was good. That was good. I like it. That's going to be a tag for this. Be a Kinder Wonder. Like, I love it.
Oh, my gosh. We should do like a stretch goal. When we hit that stretch goal, we should make like little lapels or badges, you know?
With like a I'm a Kinder Wonder.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
That'd be
okay.
awesome.
I like it.
Right. Look at that. We're coming up with stuff. We're constantly making things.
Bro, you listen.
We have Wonder Brain.
Wonder Brain is such a good name. Consortium of Wonder Brains.
Oh my gosh, Wonder Brain. That could be like a.
I'll figure out something. But
yep,
that's a character waiting to happen. Wonder Brain. Wow.
Fantastic. I love the video. It was so much fun. It's actually very heartwarming to watch the whole thing. Victor's a fantastic guy. He's constantly trying to help kids get into comics, and he has his Create Comics series. And he was actually down here to work with me at Comics in the Bronx as we were doing our Creating Comics panel, the live one. And he was on the online one as well, too.
Very cool.
And we're going to do a follow-up to all that, so you folks can help, I guess, so we can help, or we all can help each other become better comic creators.
Definitely.
Yeah, folks, go check it out. It's a fantastic little book. You heard all the good stuff that he's talking about. Yeah. There's reasons why you should be supporting this. Many, many, many reasons. So I put the link in the comments section. I feel like I'm having trouble wording today. I put the link in the comment section right there and on the side, so you guys can go check it out. Help support. He is at 2,500. We need to get him to 5,000. He only has 10 hours, folks. 10 hours. So he needs all the help he can get. And it's for a really good cause. All right, let's see. That's the one that's at 10 hours. I think the next one is War Lion from Henri, and that one is at 47 hours. Yeah, I decided to go up the on how much time they got left. All right, let's see. There he goes. And then I put this up here. There you go. War Lion from Henri. This is fantastic little book here, folks. Go check it out. You know what? I'm going to let the videotape speaks for itself because when you have the videotape and I don't have to say all this other stuff, that works better.
Ralph, put the link in the chat.
That's what I will do.
From childhood's hour, I have not been as others were. I have not seen as others saw. I could not bring my passions from a common spring. From the same source I have not taken my sorrow. I could not awaken my heart to joy at the same tone. And all I loved alone. From every depth of good and ill, the mystery which binds me still. From the torrent to the fountain, from the red cliff of the mountain, from the lightning in the sky, of a demon in my view.
Dang, folks.
How can you not?
Dude.
Too cool.
That was epic.
Yeah, way too cool.
That is way too cool. War Lion also. I think he also has a cover from our pal Mad in this as well. So you'll be supporting more than one of our friends. But Henri is like that. He likes to get his friends in, so they all work together and create great things. And this is just amazing. I read the first issue, folks. You really got to go and dive into this. It's action packed, as you can see. Art is amazing. You really need to go check this out.
Yeah, it was a great video. That was awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, look at that cover, man. Sheesh. All right, let's see. Our friend Michael Oden, who can't be with us because he's getting ready for work tomorrow. He has his book Elysian Fields. Fantastic book and very, dude, this thing is just beautiful. The colors are amazing. The story is dead on. You guys really do have to go check this out.
This thing is still going on. When's it going to end so I can get my copy? I'm like so upset. Stop it. You got yours. Stop it.
Everybody's jealous of my copy here.
Stuck.
And folks, that's what I'm telling you. This is beautiful. I have it here in my hand, and I'm telling you, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, all the covers are amazing. I went through the 3 variant covers. They're just really cool. Very, very well done, I have to say.
dude. Yeah,
I have no experience with the content yet because I haven't seen it. So I'm waiting for this Kickstarter to end so I can see it.
It's so funny though, because you're a history buff, and this thing is all history, even though it plays with history and historical characters.
Oh,
But who doesn't like to
that's
play
what
with those
makes
type
it
of
fun.
characters?
I mean, isn't history like storytelling, right? And
Oh, definitely,
why does everything have to be like so by the book? Why can't we have some fun with it?
dude.
So
The reason I am a writer is not because of my English teachers. No, my English teacher said I would never be a writer. I am a writer because of my history teachers, because they told me stories. They told me
Yep.
great stories, and they told it really well. And that's how I learned history really well, was because I had great history teachers.
Yep.
And then in the end, it's all is stories. It's all about the stories, and it gave me a way of looking at stories in a more realistic way. And my thing is, when I look at people, I see stories. I see many stories, and that's just the way my brain works. And all that comes from my beautiful history teachers, who were dramatic and told amazing stories.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. I mean, that's how you engage people. That's what makes everything worth living. It's just learning new things, and anything you can think about in history and how it can be portrayed, and twist it around a little bit to get people interested in it. Why not? That's why I look at it.
Dude, definitely. And this thing, it has a lot of Fate feel in it, because he was inspired by the game Fate,
Mm-hmm.
and other things, of course, because he's a history buff. So there's a lot of things going on in this. But if you like Fate, you will like this book. It'll be right up your alley. And I know there's a couple of Fate people out there going, "What?" So you know what? Let's the videotape speak for it. Let's
There
go.
you go.
Dude, he's really thought all that stuff out. That logo's fantastic. The art's amazing. The storytelling is just dead on. I was thinking of something as I was watching that. What? Because I know you're already working with historical characters, so I guess this question works for you very well. Actually, is what do you want to work on next, or is there a project you'd like to work on where you go deeper into some of these historical figures?
Well, I haven't. I have up to episode 3 worked out at this point, and
Right.
I know that I'm still, when I say worked out, I have it in my mind where it wants to be. But I'm just looking at this point after episode 3, which will be featuring Benjamin Banneker, who was the African American colonial patriot and invented the first wooden clock in the Baltimore area, and just looking at and trying to figure out the biggest movers of the time. So like Greek mythology is huge, and I'd really love to look at something like that, because it's these eras that really play, I think, to kids' imaginations, which is really cool. I mean, you can't go wrong with Greek warriors and Trojan warriors, and then the whole gods and
Yeah.
deities in their effect on everything. I mean, getting into a realm like that mixed in with Chronolith, I could see Chronolith and Hades teaming up together to try and overthrow, Mount Olympus, which would be kind of cool. It's like it's thinking along those lines that really I want kids to get interested. Really, the whole purpose of this is to get kids to want to turn on the history, and that's why I want to make it learning fun, make history learning fun, and finding these type of storylines where you're taking very real world based events that happened over the course of time, and then making an interesting story is really the hook that brings readers in wanting to learn more, which I think is going to be very successful for Michael, because this is just great stuff. I mean, just the whole Trojan War is such a great storyline to begin with, and then playing it up with the artwork he's created and such, and the stories interweaved with it. It just makes people want to read it, and that's really what the goal is to, turn kids on.
That is the goal.
Find things to do. So, but yeah, I mean, Greek mythology, I was even thinking like, from our own standpoint, and I'm starting to do research on Will Eisner, the history of comics, which I think is huge. I think that's what I mean. It's just exactly, it's graphic storytelling, but the influencers that did this, that built this medium, I think it's important to tell their story as well. So that's another, angle I want to look at in terms of what the historical aspect means. It's just not, the big movers and shakers that, formed nations and times. It's also what happened nowadays, in terms of forming what is it we do, what it is that we read, and I think, graphic storytelling, comic books are huge in terms of that influence. And I think really devoting some time to that is great. So,
because it's also an easy, digestible way to take something that might be bigger in scope.
Well, my wife, who I've worked on with this project, she started as a clinical psychologist, and now she's moved into helping kids that require assistance in learning. And she's gotten kids through her program at Fairleigh Dickinson to come in, moving on to dean's lists and doing things that people said they could never do.
Nice.
And that's really, I think, is most impressive that it is for me of her in terms of the work that she does. It's just being able to say to kids, no, you can't, instead of saying that, but saying yes, you can.
Yeah.
And by her saying that to them all the time, it's amazing what the potential people have, no matter how much people try to put them down for their what could be a shortfall, whatever it is. But if you just look at yourself and you say, instead of no, I can't, yes, I can, you can do a lot of amazing things. And that's what I think is really great, about engaging people this way and get them to think that, yes, I can do this and grow from here and be a better person, or do something that's going to really affect people in my life, which is really cool. So
I agree, completely agree. Yes, you can, folks. Yes, you can.
Yep.
Go out there and do. The only people stop you from doing.
No, it's about following your dream. It's about following things you like, and making sure that you're helping other people along the way, which is all what it's all about. So
completely agree. Did I put the Elysian Fields in the comment section? No, I don't think I did yet. All right, folks, here we go. The Elysian Fields in the comment section. Just because I don't want to hear my buddy be like, you didn't put it in the comment section, so I'm not going to go help.
Yeah, it's just saying Warline. Oh, there it is. Okay. You're good. You redeemed
it. There we go. Now it's all in. And the last one I have up here is our buddy, Mr. Fish Lee. His has 8 days to go, so still has some time. It needs another 200? No, less than that. 191. There you go. So yeah, folks, come on. This is a fantastic little project. Fish is an amazing artist. His turnaround is just incredible. So, folks, you got to check this out. And this is like a story of passion. It's one of those stories that he's been trying to put together his whole life. So, folks, here's the videotape, and he will talk to him. Well, the video will talk to you.
Alice has spent her life trapped in the interdimensional rift between worlds known as Wonderland, with nothing but the Tin Man by her side and the broken hilt of the Vorpal sword on her hip, a blade sharp enough to cut holes in reality itself. Now bound by a magical contract with a demonic dealmaker known only as the Cobbler, she is now bloodbound to deliver the head of the White Rabbit to the criminal warlord that rules Glass City with an iron fist, the Queen of Hearts, who has standing orders that Alice and Big Ten be killed on sight. How will Alice track down the White Rabbit when he can travel throughout time and the multiverse? The man who saved her life and brought her to Wonderland. Will she survive a confrontation with the psychotic Queen of Hearts? Come along for the wild ride throughout reality. Alice Lost in Wonderland.
Again, it's fantastic, to be able to work in these things that we grew up with. I gotta say that there's a couple things that I've been dying to put together in the story. I was working on something that had was inspired by the Phantom of the Opera. Also, was working on something that was inspired by Don Quixote. Um, and I love working in those worlds. I just love it. That's why I can understand where Fish is coming from. And folks, you want to support that type of passion. You want to support these ideas that we're putting together, these stories we're putting together. Just because they're creative, very creative. And folks, Fish is an amazing guy. Go check out his book. It is doing pretty decently, but let's get him funded.
Yeah, I can attest. I got the first backstarter and first issue. It's amazing. His artwork and storytelling is it's phenomenal. It's really worth the read, and it's worth the investment in terms of supporting his project. So please do it. He's a great guy. He deserves to be pushed over the skull. It'd be awesome.
Oh, definitely. And a lot of these people are out there putting their blood, guts, and glory into all their stuff. And if you want to support good storytelling, that's what you should do. Support the good storytelling. Stop supporting Marvel and DC, who you're like, I don't like their stories anymore. Well, don't read their stories. Read something else.
There are other options, that's for sure.
Oh, definitely. I find that a lot of people, when they're talking about Marvel and DC and what they want them to do, they're really talking about what indie comics are already doing. So I'm like, dude, just go check out that book over there because that's doing what you want.
Yeah. Well, you got to get out of your comfort zone, right? It's like, I like Batman, I like Superman, I like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But I got to get out of my comfort zone. And, being exposed to this whole community through, Apple, Bit and Apple and WrittenWrit, it's really opened my eyes a lot. I mean, it's really cool seeing the talent and, and what people are doing. And I get so much books now, I don't have time to read them. It's like from all the Kickstarter supported and from the shows I attended, it's just like, I look at this stuff. It's like, how can I not buy it? It's so just like, I wish I had $1 million.
I'm telling you from the first moment that I saw you that you were in the right place. You were at Garden State Comic Fest in the middle of all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, you're in the right place. Because even though this is what you're doing and it has history in it and all this and that, you're still doing the same type of storytelling that everybody else in here is doing.
Yeah.
And you're doing art and you're doing video games. That just all goes in the same place.
Yeah, you just gotta have fun. I mean, it's just that's my biggest frustration is not having enough time to do everything that I want to do.
Dude, I have no time to do all the conventions, all the books. Right, even right now, I'm trying to figure out how much money I have and then how many of these guys I can support. And it gets kind of difficult because sometimes you want to support a lot of stuff that you like, and there's times where you're like, I don't have all the money. But that's why sharing is caring, folks, and that's why we share here because hopefully one of you guys can support this and help out.
Yep, it's definitely worth it.
Oh, definitely. And I know you folks out there are like, hey, Ralph, what about your stories and stuff? So today, since we do have time, and it's just me and Paul talking here, I am on Vocal. You can go check out my stories on Vocal. This is my latest one. It's called The Sheep. I am not gonna say nothing about it. You can guys go read it, check it out. You tell me what you think about what I'm writing and waxing poetically about. Because sometimes that's what you need to do is just let it out. And I've said that before, that sometimes journal type writing is a good way to get your story ideas together, because as writers, what we do is we usually use our own lives and the lives of the people around us for fodder. It becomes part of our story. So I always tell you guys, don't anger a writer, because a writer will kill you many times.
Well, one of my greatest heroes was Buckminster Fuller, and I remember going back and learning. He said, "If you don't have a journal, how are you going to remember what you thought of on this day 5 years from now?" And it's just like, that's what I love about journaling, is just being able to write things down. Doesn't matter what it is, but I can go back to it, and it really inspires a lot of ideas that I never knew I had at the time until I went back and re-looked at it. So it's really cool just to keep journaling every day. Really great thing.
Especially as a writer, because sometimes the ideas pop into your head, and the best place to keep them is your journal, because you can always go back and read the journal and go, "Oh yes, I did have an idea while I was journaling, and I wrote it into the journal."
Yep.
I'm constantly writing notes or ideas all over the place. That's why I tell people all the time, when I die, they're going to be putting stuff together for ages.
Yeah.
Ages and ages and ages.
Yeah, being creative is not something like you do 9 to 5. I mean, it's like I wake up in sweats, like, oh my god, I gotta write this down.
Yeah, definitely.
You
And
never know.
I hate when you lose it before you write it down, especially like at that hour at night.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wish I could do the same for those lottery winnings that I see in my dreams all the time. It never works out that way, though.
I don't know, man. I feel like I've gotten the number right a couple times, and it still doesn't come out. Oh my god! One of the worst things, though, is in a dream. Sometimes when you're writing and reading, it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. There is a Seinfeld episode about that too. I remember that one too.
I've seen a couple of movies and TV shows that cover that, and it just looks just like that, like gibberish. Oh,
exactly. You understand what this says? Like, I have no idea what it means.
That's what they say, though. Like, if you feel like you're in a dream, try to read something, and that's what will tell you if you're in a dream or not.
Too funny.
Let's see. The next con that we are looking at, it will be Kaiju Brooklyn. And folks, if you guys like Kaiju, this is the con for you guys. Dude, it's all Kaiju. Dude, they actually extended it a second day. And as you can see, there's a lot of beautiful stuff happening over here. And you're going to want to check this stuff out. I love Kaiju Brooklyn. It's one of my favorite conventions. It's an industry city, just like our friends from Bix were. So it's in a great place. And look at all these guests they've lined up.
This could be fun.
Dude,
Kaiju Brooklyn,
and they're actually they're going to be screening a couple of the movies at the event, so you can get to see the monsters.
That's cool. So they're spread out over 4 buildings. Is that 3 buildings? Wow.
Mm-hmm. Well, you might as well use Industry City,
Yeah, no, that's a big space. I mean,
and look, they're gonna have like an official Kaiju lounge.
Yeah.
Our friends from Tokyo Bronx will be running the Kaiju lounge. So you want to go say hi at the Kaiju lounge? Tell them Ralph sent you.
I may have to go check that one out.
So. Oh, dude, this is it's the last week of May, first week of June.
Yeah, I gotta see if I have anything going on. I may try and hit a Saturday show.
So it's 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think I have anything going on the 1st of June. So I'll check that out. It's awesome.
Yep. Look at all this beautiful stuff. See?
Kaiju Brooklyn. I got to put that in my notes. I got to journal that.
Yeah. And he's just gotten better and better and better. And look at these beautiful beers. You want one of these Kaiju Brooklyn beers.
There you go.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun event. It's just a lot of fun. And there's so much stuff that's going to be happening. They're making it more like an event instead of just like a con,
Mm-hmm.
which is what I like about it, because you got the movie happening, you got after parties, before parties, kaiju lounges, dude, and a lot of these artists and their stuff that they have there is just amazing, as you can see from all the beautiful of stuff they've put together there. And of course they have an after party.
So there might be a few Godzillas and Mechazillas and
Oh yeah, dude, they got to see the
walking
costumes.
around.
You got to see the costumes.
So funny.
Look at that, they even got a stamp rally, so you can get all your stamps.
Cool.
So folks, go check it out. Our friends Tokyo Bronx will be helping them out, and of course you can check out the Tokyo Bronx Kaiju Lounge, and that is the last weekend of June, first weekend of May, because it's Saturday the 31st and June 1st.
Very cool.
2 weeks from now. So go check out all the kaijus and be like, Gotta love kaiju, folks. I grew up on that Thanksgiving stuff, so I love it.
I grew up with Godzilla and Mechazilla and all that.
Dude, that's just some of my favorite stuff.
Like King Kong, Godzilla.
And if that's not in that's not in your wheelhouse, you can go check out 5 Point Festival, which is actually the same weekend. And it's just about creating comics, a lot toys, a lot of stuff. You might want to check this one out too. It's 5 Point Festival. It's happening that same weekend. And I've always loved this because it's just such a creative outlet. Graffiti, art, toys, just everything, folks. And they got beer too. As you can see, a lot of beautiful stuff happening. Tattoo artists. Yeah, this is an event for you guys. If you're on the creative side, go check out 5 Point Festival. You like graffiti? Go check out 5 Point Festival. You like toys? Go check out 5 Point Festival. We're seeing something here, aren't we, folks? D&D, 5 Points Festival. There's just everything for everybody at 5 Point Festival. And that's why you guys want to go check this out. There's a lot of stuff happening in the next couple of weeks. So go check it out. Wait a minute.
I heard someone say that we're in the Comic-Con.
I think they changed the date.
Season now, right? Is that where we're in now? So what's going on?
Oh, we're in con season. Wait, did they change the date? Yes, they did. So it's not the same weekend as Kaiju Brooklyn. Woohoo!
Oh, it's the weekend afterwards. Holy crap.
Woohoo!
It's going to fill me out.
It's funny, though, because it's usually the same weekend as Brooklyn Comic-Con, and that's what it looks like. Both events are going to be on that same weekend. You're going to have Brooklyn Comic-Con and 5 Point Festivals on June 7th and 8th.
Oh, there you go. So Brooklyn's the same weekend. Is that what you're saying? Yeah,
Brooklyn Comic-Con and 5 Point Festival are both going to be on June 8th and 9th. It's also Pokemon Go Fest weekend. So I'm going to be on Sunday in New Jersey at the park going Poke hunting. I'm doing Sunday morning at the park at Go Fest, and I'm going to be having some Pokemon fun because this is the first time I'm going to any Poke Fest.
Which park?
Dude, which one is it? I know you can buy the tickets online at Niantic. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I should know this, folks, but no, I don't know.
Well, you gotta know where you're going, right?
That's why I gotta go look for it. Go look for the information. Let's see if I look for it over here, I might be able to find it. Let's see, Pokey. Yeah, because I'm in a couple of groups on Facebook, so that it should tell me where it is. I forget which. I know it's in Jersey, and I know it's in a park.
Hate to break it to you, pal, but this is the Garden State. There's a lot of parks.
That's what I said. Oh my God. Yeah. Let's see. Is that it? You know, this is how it is, folks. Sometimes you gotta look for the information. Whether it's the 28th and 29th. I guess I'm gonna have to tell you guys later. I'm gonna put it in the comment section there so you
We've
guys
got
know where
time.
it is.
I'll let you pass this on this one. Next show, you get no excuses. You get your homework.
Maybe if I just go to Niantic, yeah, that should have probably what I should have done in the first place.
I just love putting people on the spot. It really sucks, doesn't it?
No, actually, no. I thrive on this stuff. I am a consummate writer, so the fact that I'm doing research while I'm talking to you, that's just fine for me.
True talent of multitasking.
Exactly. That's Pokemon Go. There we go. Go, 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 go. All right, where's the event? Where's the tickets? Of course, when I'm usually not looking for this stuff, it pops up all the time.
Was it like Gold Coast, like Hoboken type thing?
Oh, no, it wasn't Hoboken.
No.
You know, somebody's out there probably like rewatching this, going, "Come on, Ralph, it's right there."
I'm on the edge of my seat right now. I'm just waiting.
Tick a tick a talk a talk a tick a tick a talk. Let's see, Go Fest, Jersey City. There you go, Jersey City.
I was close.
It's in Liberty State Park.
There you go. I was close. Just down the street.
Yep, Liberty State Park is going to be Go Fest. So if you guys, I don't know if they still have tickets, but you can go try it and see if you can get tickets. I know I'm going to be there Sunday morning, and I know a couple of people that we know will be there as well, like Brendan from Fat Guy Inc. He was telling me at the Cradle that him and his wife are going to be there at Go Fest on Sunday morning. Such a weird coincidence.
Was it June 8th, Raphael?
I think it's June 8th. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's June 8th. That's Sunday, June 8th, right?
Yeah, that's a Sunday. Just make sure it's the right weekend.
Yep, Sunday, June 8th. I will be in Jersey City at Liberty State Park with the rest of the Poke people.
That's a great place. I love it there.
That's what I've been hearing. I'm going to enjoy this. It's going to be my first Go Fest. I've done the World Go Fest. That's different because that's everybody doing it wherever they are at the same time.
Gotcha.
I feel like I'm forgetting something. Well, I told you guys about Brooklyn Comic Con, so I think I should show you a little bit about Brooklyn Comic Con, because Brooklyn Comic Con is an amazing convention. You guys are going to want to check this out. And like we were just talking about, it's just a con season, folk. It is con season.
One weekend after another.
And sometimes the same weekend, because this is the same weekend as 5 Point Festival. So you got Brooklyn Comic Con at one section of Brooklyn, and 5 Point Festival at another section of Brooklyn. The only good thing is that these two conventions are kind of different. You know, the 5 Point Festival is more an artistic, toy, creative endeavor, and Brooklyn Comic Con is more of a comic based type show with a lot of cosplay and a lot of creators and wrestling and a lot of good stuff. So folks, if you're sitting there going, there's nothing to do in this city, then you are just not looking in the right place. So you got Brooklyn Comic Con, 5 Point Festival, the weekend of the 68. You also have Go Fest that same weekend. Dude, there's just a lot of stuff happening in the city. And you are going to want to check out Brooklyn Comic Con. You're going to want to check out 5 Point Festival. You're going to want to check out Kaiju Brooklyn. That's what? Kaiju Brooklyn is in 2 weeks. Brooklyn and 5 Points is in 3 weeks. And then at the end of the month, yes, since we're showing all the stuff off, folks, we're giving you a chance to get all this information right here. At the end of the month is Garden State.
Woohoo! That's a lot closer to home for me.
Garden State Comic Festival. And our friend Paul will be at this one, tabling, showing off Time Enforcers, and you get a sneak peek of Nico Time.
You got to come by the booth. Yeah, come by the booth and get free swag. I give up buttons and stickers and candy. It can't go wrong. Definitely worth the price of admission.
And folks, this is a whole new location for Garden State Comic Fest. This is the first time they will be at this location. And this location is actually easier to get to because you can use mass transit to get there.
Yep. And it's a nicer venue too. I mean, you know, when I talked to Dave O'Hare about this, who coordinated the event, he's really excited to get in the Cody Center because it looks bigger. There's ample parking. It's just really, I think, a lot friendlier event in some ways. So I'm looking forward to attending this. It should be a lot of fun.
It looks like it's going to be a blast. I can't wait to check out the new location. Just that alone is going to be giving it a whole new feel to it. I love Garden State Comic Fest. It's one of my other shows that I love to go to. I always try to make it to each event that they hold. And he's been adding more and more events. Do you know that he's actually added a November event?
I heard he was talking about it. I didn't see any news about it yet. So
yes, he did. He's added a November event. He actually revealed it to us when we were at Anime Fest. Yeah, folks, dude, they're just doing a lot of beautiful stuff.
Did he say where it's going to be? Is it going to be up in Sussex again, Raphael?
I don't know. I think he did tell me. Yeah, he did tell me, but I think I'm not remembering right now.
Okay.
And I think if we go on in here, you might have the announcement because I know he made the announcement on here, but they have so much stuff going on there. Dude, Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
Oh my God!
Now I'm really dating myself.
He's a great guy. I met him
Oh,
a while back because I was helping out a friend with his booth, and he had the Sarge at the table. Oh, great guy. Oh, this is gonna be a great convention.
Yeah, it's gonna be huge. I didn't realize how big it's gonna be.
That's gonna be me, folks, right there.
There you go.
Oh my God. Let's see what else we got here. And of course, this is gonna be interesting because you got the cosplayer. So I wonder if he's gonna be Sergeant Slaughter at the event because I would love to see Slaughter and Slaughter.
Yeah, I think Slaughter is much bigger appeal than Family Guy. So
I want to see him do Slaughter, so the Slaughter's there. Slaughter and Slaughter sounds like a way to go.
That'd be awesome.
Of course, there's Anime Fest, like I was telling you guys. You know, I feel like I'm going to be putting a bunch of stuff into the comment section so you guys have more information. And I do that, folks. If you guys are doing the rewatches or if you're looking for information, most of the times I'm putting stuff into the comment section so you guys can go check it out.
I try to keep them on track, everybody, but you know it gets challenging sometimes.
Oh, dude, it's a lot. I do have a video that he has because I released one of his videos at Anime Fest, and I have another video where he's talking about it that I'm going to be releasing probably tomorrow, since we need the information out there. So look at that video. I'll be putting that on Instagram.
I missed Hildebrandt last year. I really wanted to meet him.
Yep. I don't see it here. You know, I know I ran into it somewhere. I don't know where it is. That's a nice pin. See, look, I'm distracted, folks.
You got Jim Starlin as well. Wow, that's amazing. I mean, I first met Starlin up at Terrificon. I like him. He's just he is a
oh yeah, that's because at Terrificon you get all the older guys who show up there to Terrificon. That's a really good comic book show.
Yeah, I mean, he's just incredible talent. That guy. I go back to his work for like 40 years. It's unbelievable. Really cool.
Dude, Ava's been doing the passes. Ava's art's just fantastic. That's Ava's art right there, folks. Go check her out. Great artist.
I love it. Yeah, the last badge for the Winterfest is really cool. That was fun.
Yeah, I had her sign mine. I was like, oh, I got one. I'm going to sign it.
That's cool. I got to bring mine too. I'll have her sign mine if I see her. That'd be great.
That's what they do. And I think she's working on the ones for Garden State Comic Fest as well. So that means that you will probably have one of her original pieces on your tag. So
there you go.
Folks, that is a lot of conventions. If you want to know more about the conventions, let me know. I have a whole list of conventions that we're hitting up this year. Those are just the ones till June. I didn't even talk about Eternal Con in July. There's also Undiscovered Country. I think that one's in June. Is Undiscovered in June, or is it May?
You know better than I do, man. I'm still getting wet with this.
I'm just plugging things here, folks. Just plugging things in.
I had no clue. I thought it was just New York City Comic Con. That was it. Just shows you how naive I am. So,
folks, these local conventions are the ones you want to hit.
Oh, they're fun. You kidding
yeah.
me? I mean, I can't imagine. I didn't realize how many of these artists are living in New Jersey. It's so cool. It really is.
That's the Undiscovered Realm. Yeah, June 21st and 22nd. June 21st and 22nd. Yeah, so there you go. That's another convention. That's in June. Wow, that's a lot of conventions.
You gotta send me the list, man. I gotta start booking my calendar.
That's a lot of conventions in June. That one's in White Plains. Yeah, that one's in White Plains. But I've heard really good things about Undiscovered Realm, so you might want to check that out, folks. All right, folks. I hope you have been informed, because that's a lot of information. I know it is. And you might have to do a rewatch or 2 or 3 or 4 just to get all the information.
Definitely a boatload of information. My journal is like full for today. It's great. Thank you, Rob.
Folks, I hope you've enjoyed the show of Paul and I waxing poetically about things near and far. And if you guys want to, this is the perfect time to say it. If you guys want something on the show, want me to cover something on the show, want me to do something on the show, you can tell me in the comment section, and we'll see what we can do for you.
Just love speaking geek with you, Ralph. It's great.
Exactly.
It's always a fun time.
That's it, folks. We try to bring the Comic Con table to your house. That's what we do here. All right, folks. Have a good night.
Take care.
And what we'll do is what we always do, which is I press the button, and where it stops.